Sitting in the courtroom today and listening to the judge saying all of the things that I would have said as a Holocaust survivor brought me very close to crying.
It was dark with very little light coming in through a small barbed wire window, and once the doors were slammed shut, we were in that darkness. No food given to us, nothing, for 3 days and 3 nights, on and off, stopping, starting.
But then all of a sudden, the doors were flung open. These funny-looking people with blue and gray, what I call pajamas, with little round hats, who started shouting at the top of their voice, "Rouse, rouse, everybody, get out of the cars, leave your packages inside, you'll get them later."
Beyond, just a little bit farther, these vast, vast spaces, the camps of Auschwitz-Birkenau. Of course, we had no idea. How could we? Where we were?
These pajama-clad men started screaming, men and boys into one column, 5 in a row, fast, fast, women into another column, 5 in a row. On the other side, my mom and my sister, I didn't see them. I don't really know when they were selected, if that's the word that I can use. I don't really remember that, or never noticed. They were gone.
And I called after my mom. She heard me and turned around. And we looked at each other. I don't know what I expected. Something. And she just turned around and walked away without a word. And I never saw her again.
Looking in reflection, it took us a couple of days until we started to realize how terrible this place is and that this actually is happening. The only thing that I remember is this total numbness, that just walked around. Today you would say walked around like a zombie, not realizing anything. Within a couple of weeks, the major question in my mind and in everybody else's mind is, what am I going to eat? I'm so hungry, I'm so terribly hungry.
We were hungry all the time. It just became the way we lived, hungry, hungry, hungry.
And my father got typhoid fever, as I did a couple of days later, but just before we got liberated, 9 days before that, he died.
We never knew why they selected one and not the other. And we were just wondering if we should wish to be taken out, or if it would be better to stay. But no one ever came back.
For tens of years, nothing happened. Really, the whole thing was just sort of forgotten. I felt an obligation to come because there are unfortunately not too many people who are able to come and who are able to speak and express themselves.
Für sowas gibt es keine Entschuldigung und auch keine Altersgrenze. Und deswegen bin ich klar der Meinung, dass es auch im hohen Alter noch rechtmäßig ist, den hinter Gitter zu stecken.
Also mir ist dieses wichtig, dass die Zeit aufgearbeitet wird, auch wenn es 70 Jahre vorbei ist, und dass wir ein Zeichen setzen, dass so etwas nicht wieder passieren darf.
Coming back for Herr Hennings, I just was glad that I can be part of a momentous historical trial that will establish new precedents and new laws.
Here I am sitting in a German court with German judges who are convicting a German soldier for crimes that he has committed against me and my family. To me, it was a tremendous, I think, something that I will not forget for the rest of my life. It was such an important event. You know, people have asked me, and really I couldn't care if he got 1 day or 10 years. It's not the sentence that counts, it's the fact that he was convicted, that the German court said, you are guilty.
Die Schwurgerichtskammer des Landgerichts Detmolds hat am heutigen 20. Prozesstag im NS-Verfahren gegen Reinhold Hanning ein Urteil gefällt. Es lautete 5 Jahre Haft wegen Beihilfe zum Mord in 170.000 Fällen im Konzentrationslager Auschwitz.
Und ich finde, auf den ersten Blick erstmal, was wir heute gehört haben, hat sich die Kammer da sehr viel Mühe gemacht und damit bin ich zuerst mal zufrieden.
Es handelt sich um ein sehr gut begründetes, ausgewogenes Urteil. Man kann der Kammer hier zu dieser Entscheidung und auch zu den Formulierungen nur gratulieren.
Ich bin aber sehr, sehr, sehr beeindruckt von dem Abschlussplädoyer. Das war sehr gut recherchiert und es war emotional. Und ich finde, Emotionen haben auch durchaus ihre Berechtigung in einem solchen Fall. Ohne geht es nämlich nicht.
Today I can say, don't listen to me. Listen to the court in Detmold and see what they say. And that is the important thing.
I was listening to the judge, making it so clear, historically, legally, humanly. The only thing that matters is that it was a guilty verdict. Whether he goes to prison or not does not matter.
Dass all diese hier auf diesen Saal, auf dieses Haus, auf dieses Gericht schauen und wissen, jetzt ist es geschehen. Es war nicht zu spät, diese Gerechtigkeit zu erkämpfen.
It was a question in my mind as to whether I should come. Really, I didn't have to speak one word, you know, what am I doing here? And now I feel very strongly that it was the right thing for me to come.
I feel that these trials were a giant leap for justice. And it was made possible by Germany, by German judges and lawyers. It's a miracle, nothing less.